been completed as quickly as residents would like. She believes it shouldn't stop individuals from making simple lifestyle changes, which could benefit the island.
The price that we're paying for food that's being imported, everybody should be planting edible landscaping, edible gardens. You know, if you can't afford to buy it, grow it. You know, and this is something that will teach the children about the value of their environment.
Overall, her belief is that Abaconians have a high sense of pride and will always strive to be better. And while commending the few that help in that regard, the Chamber President believes the efforts could be so much better.
My hope is that I will encourage somebody to step forward and say, yes, I'm ready to do my part. I'm ready to volunteer. That is the hope of the Abaco Chamber.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shane Stubbs.
In other news, school will reopen in a matter of weeks, but as it does, some concerns have captured the attention of the Bahamas Educators, Counselors, and Allied Workers Union president. She asserts that the Bahamas, like much of the world, struggles with teacher retention, in part due to heavy workloads. While she advocates for collaboration among stakeholders, she remains optimistic about improvements in the upcoming school year.
Mental health is playing a great role now for teachers.
Beckawu President Sandra Major says the global teacher shortage is acutely felt in the Bahamas. She notes that the country is experiencing a loss of teachers due to stress and a heavy workload.
Because our focus should be on the children. But there's work that comes before, there's work that comes during, there's work that comes after. And the paperwork sometimes bogs teachers down, trying to get all the different things that's required from the Ministry of Education, that's required from your administration, that's required.
She suggests a partnership among education stakeholders is crucial to alleviate some of the burdens teachers face.
And so it's a conversation that must happen between the parties that are involved to make it better. And all of these is an understanding. How do we make the workload easier? And then some teachers go to Family Island, and the question is, well, will my rent be paid? Will they may pay the difference? So they don't need to go wondering, they must go secured.
In response to the teacher shortage, Education Minister, the Honorable Glenys Hannah Martin, stated in June that the ministry aims to hire around 400 teachers in the upcoming fiscal year. The Beckawu president believes that once teachers feel supported and safe, the education system can effectively retain them.
We did get a retention bonus 2022 that started, but there are little things that we can fix. I stayed for 42 years. Young teachers aren't going to do that.
And while acknowledging the significant progress being made, thanks to the combined efforts of the Director of Education and the Education Minister, Major is optimistic that continued changes will further improve the situation.
We are seeing the change, but you know, if somebody is still owed something to them, it's a problem, because you may still owe me. They're doing an awesome job trying to fix the things, not small, the big things. But I say to the Ministry of Education, thank you. Thank you to the minister, the director, and the staff. But we have to continue as we work in partnership to make this better for teachers in this upcoming year.
In related developments, a notice sent out by a public school in the nation's capital pertaining to dress code for boys and girls is making the rounds on social media, with many questioning the change in morals, calling out the skepticism of gender identity in the classroom. Tonight, an educator is explaining how culture is impacting institutions while maintaining that standards should remain in place. Jolanda Thompson-Everest reports.
School notices are routine, but a particular one issued by a government school in the capital has garnered widespread attention. The notice sent to parents outlines conduct rules stating that boys and girls are not allowed to wear makeup and girls are prohibited from wearing weave, among other guidelines.
Education is very, very, very important.
Weighing in on the notice, former Principal Norris Bain expresses that children's mindset and morals are increasingly influenced by external factors, and he believes it's time for parents to educate them about gender identity.
But this thing about identity, I think it's clear God made man and male and female. And all this stuff that's coming down the pipeline is just causing more problems for us as a nation. People are telling boys that if they feel like a girl, then they're a girl, or a girl, if you feel like a boy, then you're a boy. I told them, I said, that's a person's view, respect it. You don't have to agree with it, but respect it, and just hold firm to what you believe.
Norris Bain furthering that schools incorporating LGBTQ education in the classroom could help students become more aware of lifestyle changes. However, he believes the primary focus should be on respecting the institution and its rules, regardless of students' belief and identities.
But at the same time, you don't go there and get physical with somebody because they don't believe the same thing you believe, but you want them just like you believe in the homosexual lifestyle or the lesbian lifestyle. I want you to respect my view on the heterosexual lifestyle as well. I want you to respect that just like you want me to respect yours. I'm not going to kill you for yours. I don't have to agree with yours. And school's going to have to, on intake, school's going to have to do some serious investigation before you take children into school so that you know exactly what you're dealing with.
The educator is of the belief that education starts at home, adding that before there were schools or churches, there was family.
There's nothing more important than family. Family where there's a good father and a good mother rearing their children in the fear and the admonition of the Lord.
Bain says he believes there has been a spiritual attack on the family, and unless that foundational unit is strengthened, there will continue to be a disintegration of the moral fabric of society. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson Everest.
Thanks, Yolanda. In news from the police on the island of Bimini are appealing to members of the public to assist them in locating a 28-foot light gray 2020 Key West boat, registration number FL 548357, with two 250-horsepower engines that was stolen between 10 o'clock p.m. on Sunday, August 18th and 6 o'clock a.m. Monday, August 19th, 2024. The vessel was moored in waters near a business establishment in Porgy Bay. Anyone with information about this stolen vessel, please contact police at 911, 919, or the police station in Bimini. Anonymous tips are encouraged and can be submitted to Crime Stoppers at 300-8476. Access Accelerators SBDC representatives are heading into the Western District. We'll tell you all about it when the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, returns.
Hear that? If you listen closely, you can hear the heartbeat of a nation. That unique sound of a great country, pounding with colorful history, a rich culture, and unwavering ambition. When you look around, you recognize its pulse. The people who love to celebrate, who identify with triumph, a people who know how to be our brother's keeper. Commonwealth Bank. Built by Bahamians, here for Bahamians, Bahamians helping Bahamians.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Get ready for back to school with Bellevue Business Depot. Enjoy 20% off store-wide and enter to win a laptop, smartwatch, or gift certificate when you spend $50 or more. Drawing is on September 21st. Don't miss out.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm self-insuring my investments, starting with this tarp.
We all remember the blue tarps after the storm. Let's make sure that we are covered with more than the tarp. Don't allow your investment to be at risk. Protect your investment with one of our insurance policies.
Nobody
Nobody does it better.
Are you ready, kids?
It's the West Grand Bahama Constituency Back to School Celebration, hosted by the Member of Parliament for West Grand Bahama and Bimini, the Honorable Kingsley Smith. August 24th at the 8 Mile Rock School Gymnasium from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Free haircuts, bouncing castle, lots of games, food, drinks, and more. With special guest Reggie.
That's a Reggie.
So mark the date so you don't miss it. August 24th at the 8 Mile Rock School Gymnasium from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. It's back to school.
This year, 11 schools go head-to-head in the Battle of the Brains 2024. Witness the excitement as young minds compete in math, physics, chemistry, and biology. Watch this new episode of Battle of the Brains, powered by GB Power. Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. From grants that fuel innovation to personalized mentorship that nurtures growth, the Small Business Development Center continues to assist Bahamians to jumpstart their businesses with funding, whether it be loans or grants. Well, the SBDC is expanding throughout the Bahamas, giving residents more access to new opportunities. Here's Jay Philippe with that report.
Is to bring the Small Business Development Center to you, make it accessible for those who may have difficulties getting to Freeport.
The SBDC's whose mission is to ignite a wave of economic empowerment across the Bahamas by providing a comprehensive suite of resources tailored for small and medium enterprises will be available for residents on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. throughout the month of August and September at the Obadiah Welshcombe Government Complex in 8 Mile Rock.
I encourage all of you who are entrepreneurs or would like to be entrepreneurs to take advantage. Come in, have a talk with Mr. Pinder as how he can help your business grow or get your business started.
The MP for West Grand Bahama and Bimini is encouraging potential business owners to develop creative ideas for their ventures.
Look at the market that has no business in that sector and try to get your proposal together. Let's tap into those industries that we are in need of and discuss ideas that will help West Grand Bahama to continue to grow.
SBDC's outreach coordinator for Grand Bahama, Jeffrey Pinder, says their goal is to propel businesses in the Western District to new heights.
You might have an existing business that needs some funding support or some guidance, or you may have an idea that you want to develop in West Grand Bahama, and we want you to come to us, and so we came to you. Make it easy for those persons living between West End and Hannah Hill, 8 Mile Rock, or Bartlett Hill to come and see us. It's an open, we don't have an invitation only for appointments. It's walk-ins as well.
Pinder is encouraging residents that may want to become business owners and even existing business owners to take full advantage of this unique opportunity that is being made available.
Once you start with just being open about your idea, we can take it from concept to whatever, from an idea to a concept, and then from a concept to reality. So it depends on what you want to do.
MP Kingsley Smith also added that the SBDC will continue to provide loans and grants for qualified Bahamians throughout Grand Bahama for startups and entrepreneurs already in business. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jay Philippe.
Great story, Philippe. Well, the Rotary Club of Lucaya switching things up for the back-to-school season with their second annual uniform drive, giving away over 850 uniforms to people in the community this past Saturday. Rotary representatives say it takes a village to raise a child, and the club is willing to assist where they see fit.
We thought that we would do this because we saw the need in the community for back-to-school items given to parents who are less fortunate, and so we thought that it would be a good initiative going into the school year.
We had over 900 pieces of uniforms. In addition, we were partnered with the Rotary Club of Grand Bahama, as well as VOPE came on board, and they did the sorting, and they did they put all the uniforms together for us so we know which schools and the amount of items that we have. We partnered with Pat's Uniform especially, and they were able to assist us also being a drop-off spot as well as a sponsor to ensure that we are able to provide sufficient help to those who need it in the community. This really truly is a community effort, and we have here today the Prince Hall affiliated group here with us as well, and they are lending some assistance. Like I said, we saw the need in the community as a result of, and we partnered with Linden Lundy and especially the Grand Bahama Hotel who came through and ironed almost 500 pieces of uniform for us to ensure that persons, when these were presented today, they were presented in a manner that was respectable.
Sponsors of this initiative say the initiative is changing lives in the community.
It's a very rewarding feeling on behalf of our president, Roosevelt Rowe, for the Rotary Club of Grand Bahama to be a part of this initiative with the Rotary Club of Lucaya and Linden Lundy. The importance of uniforms in this back-to-school season cannot be overstated.
Personally feel like it's a good thing to give back to the people in need, and many people do not have uniforms, so this is a great initiative, and it's something different because usually it's book supplies and stuff.
It was a wonderful, exhilarating feeling to know that we had an opportunity such as this one to partner, you know, with Rotary to go ahead and assist those in our communities who are.
It's a pleasure to do that. I mean, you know, that's what our lodge is actually built about, trying to help and assist for those. And it's a pleasure. We always could do that.
It is time now for a look at sports. Jay, tell us what's happening.
Well, Raven, coming up on sports, the Buddy Hield basketball camp is underway in the West at the 8 Mile Rock Gymnasium. Don't go away. Sports is next, right after this break.
Spend your weekend at Gombeland. They're open 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Follow them on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. WhatsApp 816-3314 for more information. The West Grand Bahama and Bimini constituency brings you a back-to-school celebration hosted by Member of Parliament Kingsley Smith. Saturday, August 24th, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the 8 Mile Rock High School Gymnasium. Performance by Get Them Reggie.
During the calm before the storm.
Life-threatening storm surge and winds in the northwestern Bahamas.
2019, Freeport Grand Bahama, we're praying for the best.
And in the wake of the devastation. We've hosted countless shows. We've interviewed numerous individuals. We've covered every angle and shared everyone's stories.
The whole roof came off.
Now, 5 years after Hurricane Dorian, we are telling our story.
We need to move now. Let's go now.
You can see we make it out of the hurricane.
I wasn't imagining this.
I was scared. I didn't know if I was scared or coming crying.
This was a storm like no other.
Join us for a Hurricane Dorian special as we take you into the eye of the newsroom. See what we endured behind the scenes during our relentless 72-hour live coverage from before and after the deadliest storm in our nation's history.
Outside is actually flooded.
This is more than a documentary. It's our journey, a testament to our dedication and our commitment to you. Airing September 1st on the only station that kept you informed during the worst storm in the history of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. This is the eye of the newsroom.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to Sports, the annual Buddy Hield basketball camp underway in 8 Mile Rock Gymnasium. Here's Shane Stubbs.
The Buddy Hill Basketball Camp and Clinic is officially underway, and while the kids are expected to go through the usual skills and drills, this 10th year is special because the 2-day camp will take place right here in the 8 Mile Rock community where Buddy Hill grew up.
Here's Coach Trey Slate, who's worked year in and year out to help make the camp a success.
What's really unique about this one is in the past we've done it at Jack Hayward, now at 8 Mile Rock. It's directly to the community that he came out of. So, I mean, I know he's really thrilled and excited about this.
Coach Gary McIntosh, who works endlessly with players in the area, says it means a lot to have the camp take place down in that community.
They really look up to Mr. Hill, and they talk about him when they're playing ball. They imitate him in practice. Then parents take an initiative to get their kids out there, you know. So it's a good thing for the community, and the community love him.
Now, of course, in grand fashion, everything will close out at 11 a.m. at the Pinedale Park on Thursday with the usual back-to-school giveaway. Presenting as Total Sports, I'm Shane Stubbs.
Next in sports, members from Team Bahamas returning home to Grand Bahama after an impressive showing in St. Lucia. Team Bahamas won a total of 55 gold medals, 44 silver, and 42 bronze medals.
The experience that I had, it was very well. In the 200 IM, I wasn't ranked to medal, but I came silver and I got a silver in that, so I'm very proud of myself. And all my other races I got silver in too, so I'm very happy with myself.
The medals I've won is 100 fly, 200 free, 100 free, and 100 fly. I've got all bronze.
I won my medals in 100 meter breaststroke, 200 meter freestyle, 200 meter freestyle relay, and 100 breaststroke.
We got gold in all our relays, and I got 2 bronze in the individual races with 200 meter freestyle and the 100 meter butterfly.
Ladies and gents, that is your quick check on sports. I'm Jay Philippe. As always, be blessed.
And now we turn to the local weather forecast sponsored by Royal Star Assurance.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
Don't go anywhere. Your Facebook friend of the day is up next.
Get ready for back to school with Bellevue Business Depot. Enjoy 20% off store-wide and enter to win a laptop, smartwatch, or gift certificate when you spend $50 or more. Drawing is on September 21st. Don't miss out. The Buddy Hill Basketball Camp is coming to 8 Mile Rock from August 20th to the 22nd. Join them at the 8 Mile Rock High School Gymnasium from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Plus, don't miss the big back-to-school giveaway in partnership with Power 104 on Thursday, August 22nd at the Pinedale Basketball Court from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Here are some tips for having your home ready for a hurricane. Keep all trees and shrubs trimmed. Bring in all outdoor furniture, plants, or any other items that may become airborne due to high winds. Cover windows and doors with hurricane shutters or pre-cut plywood. Clear drains and gutters. And remember to secure important documentation in case you have to evacuate. Don't be caught off guard this hurricane season. Be prepared. Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Lisa Higgs, you are our Facebook friend of the day, and we thank you always for your support. And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. On behalf of the entire news team in the North, I'm Raven Davis. Thank you so much for tuning in, but stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, the national report, education officials conducting a school repairs assessment as a new academic school term draws near. Local health experts beefing up emergency protocols to keep monkeypox out of the country. The Old Bahamas Academy campus set to be transformed into a technical school for students. And in sports, Philadelphia 76ers coming to town for a training camp. The Bahamas Tonight, the national report, starts now.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
I'm LaDawn Davis, and this is the Bahamas Tonight, the national report. Thanks so much for tuning in. The countdown to the official opening of school is less than 2 weeks away, and education officials are making final preparations to welcome thousands of students back to the classroom. Today, the education minister, along with her cabinet colleagues, met with Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis at the office of the Prime Minister. They gave the Prime Minister an update on repairs and plans for the opening of school on September 2nd. The Davis administration pumping millions of dollars into education as the minister responsible today, along with other government officials, toured schools to see the summer repairs. It comes as students prepare to enter their campuses for the new school year, which the minister says will happen without any hitch. Devontae Hanna is on the story.
The Minister of Education, Technical and Vocational Training, the Honorable Glenys Hannah Martin, today touted summer repairs at schools across the country, set to be completed just in time for the new school year.
We are seeking to really enhance the environment that our students and our teachers and our administrators and support staff operate in. They spend a lot of hours in these spaces, and we want to ensure we provide a conducive environment.
Some of the more notable changes include repairs to Uriah Macfie Primary School, the completion of the controversial pavilion at Aram Bailey, the commencement of a new pool and track at the Government High School, and hundreds of classroom repairs, which Works Minister the Honorable Clay Sweeten says was well within budget and on time.
It's exciting not only for New Providence but the family islands as well to see to be for the most part on time, within budget. This exercise is something that occurs every year, and there's been challenges in the past, and we are excited to see for the most part to see all these projects come together.
Minister Hannah Martin also stressed the point that some work may be ongoing as they are considered major works and not simple summer repairs.
This happens in all of where you go in the United States. You see construction is a continuous process. So in projects like that, you will see a managed situation. They're not summer repairs per se, but we have been able to open schools without interruption.
To that, Ministry of Works architect Kayvon Knowles says there is a plan.
We just do like weekends. Once the students are out of school, we encourage the contractors to come in after 3 to commence works that's not completed.
And the education minister says there is still more work on tap.
And significant public funds have been directed towards schools redevelopment. And as the Minister of Works said, nationwide, all through Andros, Eleuthera, Exuma, Harbor Island, we're doing major works on Harbor Island for redevelopment. And let me just say, Harbor Island was long-standing. Decades of deterioration. And I'm very pleased that we have been able to address that.
The bottom line, according to the education minister, is that schools will be ready to reopen come September 2nd. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Devontae Hanna.
Executive Vice President of the Bahamas Educators and Managerial Union, Ishmael Smith, expects repairs to most of the public schools to be completed before school opens in a few weeks. His comments came after Bahamas Union of Teachers President Belinda Wilson recently shared that she was not pleased with the status of repairs, criticizing that repairs on some schools began a bit too late. Smith says the union has made its own suggestions to the Ministry of Education as to when repairs should take place. But based on current progress, he believes if all work is not complete, it would not have an impact on the reopening of schools.
We don't know the scope of the repairs that are going on, the entire what is expected, what has been planned, because that has not been shared with us as a union. What we can say is that we see things going on, but what's more important to us right now are a number of issues that we're seeking to resolve with our members with regards to processing, with regards to posting, with regards to the timing of when things take place within the ministry, and especially this year.
The union representative says it's a union's duty to represent the workers and their concerns.
Whenever unions speak, it is the it is the position of the worker expressed towards the employer. We're looking forward and continuing to work on developing a relationship with the ministry to be in a more supportive and consultative role. However, when a worker feels that they are disenfranchised, the union has to speak in the voice of the worker. So in that case, there will always be something for the union to speak about, because each worker deserves to have their voice heard. And if one worker is disenfranchised, if one worker has been, feels as though they have been neglected, then it becomes the voice of all workers.
Bahamas Union of Teachers President Belinda Wilson is sounding off over what she considers a number of missteps and misdirection from the government and the lack of consultation given to her union. Here's Corvell Pyfrom.
BUT President Belinda Wilson claims education officials aren't being good partners. She says collaboration and consultation with the union and government have been insufficient, noting areas with little to no communication.
And what they fail to realize is if they do not communicate with us, teachers and students will not be able to occupy an incomplete facility. They'll not be able to work in an unsafe environment. Because if you still have contractors on the site, you can't have classrooms going on. So it's best for them to speak with us, communicate with us, consult with us. We are reasonable people.
Wilson notes that union executives weren't invited to accompany the education minister on a tour of schools today, saying she and her team will visit several schools across the country starting next week. But not only does the union have concerns about the state of the country's schools, it also fears that the minister may be reaching her hand too far on the issue of dress code and uniform attire for students.
Uniforms is a practice. It is not a law, and it's not a policy. So the minister should really go and draft a policy that deals with uniform.
Just yesterday, Education Minister Hannah Martin, while speaking on the issue of dress code for students, revealed that while attire falls under the purview of principals, the ministry will be making considerations. Bod Wilson says there has been no consultation with the union.
So last night I just laughed and I say, what are they talking about? Because if someone challenges the minister on, I don't have a uniform to wear and I'm coming to school in whatever it is that my mom said or dad sends me to school in, the minister can't win it because there is no law and there is no policy on wearing uniforms.
And regarding the minister's assessment of the BJC and BGCSE exams, Wilson believes the minister should leave the interpretation of these results to the education experts and keep her focus on policy.
So what we want the minister to focus on is what are we doing with technical and vocational studies? Where is the program for that? Where is the staffing for that? Where is the facilities for it? Because the majority of our students would be geared toward the blue-collar jobs.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corvell Pyfrom.
Meanwhile, the education minister is responding to comments made by the BUT president during the tour of a number of schools here in the capital today. Minister Hannah Martin said while she wasn't fully aware of Wilson's comments, she noted her positive appraisal of the performance of students in the BJC and BGCSE national examinations.
This has been a traditional event that, and it's part of the transparency to the Bahamian public so that they have an understanding of performance. It's an accountability measure, and the curriculum is being reformed on a number of levels. I've spoken publicly about it, and the chief one is the major thrust of technical and vocational education. We're looking at performing arts, sports. We are concentrating on literacy and numeracy. In fact, last term, and I think the president of BUT would know this, we, in the primary school, grades 1 to 3, we did, in the curriculum, we did literacy and numeracy, literacy and numeracy. I have been advised that educational reform takes a very long time.
And still to come, emergency protocols beefed up to keep monkeypox out of the country. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Full Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
51 years, the Bahamas has been a nation marching for progress. We are more than sunny skies and blue seas. We are a nation filled with purpose, opportunity, and innovation. With each generation, our spirit grows stronger, our dreams brighter, with our banners waving high. Join us as we continue to pass the torch, fostering freedom, progress, opportunity, and innovation for years to come. Happy Independence, Bahamas, from Commonwealth Bank.
Just when Leo was about to buy this useless pair of Hands underwear, he remembered that it was Tuesday. Hungry for deals? You better come satisfy it at KFC before doing something crazy. Crazy Tuesdays! 5 juicy, mouth-watering pieces of world-famous KFC chicken, handmade with a secret blend of 11 herbs and spices for only $10. Crazy Tuesdays! A finger-licking good deal.
Girl, Chris, guess what? I just booked the tickets online.
Now, where you got it sitting? First class, business class, or plus?
Preferred.
You got it sitting all the way to the back of the plane in front of the bathroom just because you want to be cheap?
The way you travel may change, but immunization is always in style. Before your trip, get your immunizations in advance, like yellow fever, hepatitis B, influenza, COVID-19, and meningitis.
A message from PAHO WHO, the Ministry of Health and Wellness, the Canadian Government, the Caribbean Development Bank, and USAID.
This video needs to show us on a different scale. It has to be
extra.
What are you? Hey, Quay.
Hey, what you saying?
Where you is?
I right you on the bus stop with my friend.
Okay, so we want to shoot this video, and it's gonna be extra.
All right, Jim. I can just come to you. All right. I need your 25 cents no more.
Get to grow. Keeping you in the know. Keeping you in the know. Got this.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies.
Police have positively identified the lifeless body of the man found in waters just behind an abandoned building near the Old Stewart's Cove last week as 36-year-old Philip Adderley. Adderley was found bound at the hands and feet with several stab wounds to his body. He was the country's 81st murder victim for the year. An active police investigation is now underway. The Ministry of Health and Wellness have activated emergency protocols and response measures to protect against the spread of the monkeypox in this country. The move comes as the World Health Organization declared a global emergency last Wednesday in response to the rapid spread of the virus across Africa and a newly reported case in Sweden. Health Minister the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville indicated yesterday in a statement that the Ministry of Health retains antivirals and the monkeypox vaccine for persons seeking preventative treatment or who may be at a high risk. He also noted that the ministry is now able to test for monkeypox in country via the National Reference Library, which reduces the wait time on samples and offers the opportunity to rule out or treat persons presenting with symptoms. The vaccines are also available free of charge at any public clinic. The Bahamas Development Bank launching an initiative aimed at supporting underserved members of the business community. The program is the first of its kind in the country and targets a particular group of entrepreneurs and also provides significant benefits. Fern Carey picks up the story from here.
The Bahamas Development Bank doing its part to support social inclusion by partnering with the United Nations to launch a $2 million low-interest loan initiative focusing on women, young people, and individuals with disabilities.
Traditionally, you find across the world, globally, those areas are not funded as much as they should be. I mean, it's the creative spaces, it's just well known. They don't get the funding they need. Women, they don't get the opportunities that they need, as well as it's more difficult sometimes for them. And so this program is focused on assisting them as well, and you've never really heard disabilities being a focus when you're looking at forms of financing.
Participants in the agriculture, tourism, or creative sectors will have access to the 0 to 2% interest rate for the first 2 years. However, financing beyond the 2-year period or exceeding $100,000 will be subject to the regular BDB interest rates. It's the first time this type of financing is available in the Bahamas, and plans are underway to expand it across the Caribbean. Mr. Hicks believes the program is revolutionary.
We understand that debt is not the easiest form of financing, especially coming out of those affected by Dorian, those affected by COVID. And so we want persons to take the loans on, but we also want to provide a little bit of assistance so that you can then upscale your company. You can really see scalability. And so those first 2 years, that difference, that small difference, is a lot. And so you can use that funds to stabilize your company, expand further, or just to create a nest egg during hard times.
He detailed the requirements for applicants.
We are focused on those who have 2+ years of experience in their business, of their business existing. However, we will look at startup businesses on a case-by-case basis, but we would really like to assist those with 2+ years of experience in the business. One, again, as I mentioned, Dorian and COVID.
The deadline to sign up is September 13th, and entrepreneurs across the country are being urged to take advantage of this unique opportunity. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Fern Carey.
Looking to buy a house, rent, or even find a condominium has been an uphill battle for many. For buyers, sellers, and realty agents in the market since COVID-19 has seen better years. Real estate agent for One Oak Bahamas and social media personality Jerron Fowler takes a closer look at the state of real estate in the country.
So there's a high demand for real estate right now in the Bahamas. The Bahamas is a beautiful place, and I keep on telling people that Bahamas is looked upon from every other country. Look at the seas, the weather, all of these different things. It's a beautiful place, and so we see a demand with Bahamians, but also tourists and foreigners. There isn't a lot of houses for sale, especially for the first-time home buyer who may be looking for the properties between $200,000 to around $800,000. Right now, the inventory is kind of low, meaning the demand is very high, and that also translates to the prices of real estate as well.
Navigating the realty market is risky for those without the help of a real estate agent, especially on the island of New Providence. Factors such as population, market state, and budgets play vital roles in the process of buying a home. The president of the Bahamas Real Estate Association, Carla Sweeting, discusses the importance of utilizing the help of an agent.
A real estate agent is, for a seller, going to make sure that they vet the buyer to make sure that they're pre-qualified. They're going to also ensure that this is the right property for them, and along with all the other things that come along with representing the seller. For a buyer, they're going to make sure that they find the best value and the perfect fit for what it is they're looking for.
U.S. Charge d'Affaires Kimberly Furnish, along with members of her team, recently paid a courtesy call on the Minister of Agriculture and Marine Resources, the Honorable Jomo Campbell, and his team. During the meeting, Minister Campbell said while the Bahamas is seeking to reduce its food import bill, mostly from the United States, there are still ways that both countries can work together to expand agricultural and marine pursuits. Ms. Furnish said she was delighted to hear that the ministry, like many others, is interested in expanding its technology. The team from the U.S. Embassy also paying a courtesy call on Minister of the Environment and Natural Resources, the Honorable Ron Miller, and his team. Now, the two sides engaged in discussions on matters of mutual interest between the two countries. We still have more news to come, but Marcellus Hall has a look at what's coming up in sports. Marcellus?
Coming up in sports for you tonight, the Philadelphia 76ers headed on their way to the Bahamas. Details ahead in sports.
You see news in the making? Call ZNS News at 502-3800 or email us at znsnews@gmail.com.
The government of the Bahamas, in conjunction with the Gaming Board, the Ministry of Education, Technical and Vocational Training, Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, Let's Swim Bahamas, the Bahamas Aquatics Federation, and the Fox Foundation held the groundbreaking ceremony of the first public high school swimming pool in the Pools in the Schools initiative at the government high school. Dignitaries bringing remarks included Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Davis, Minister of Education, the Honorable Glenys Hannah Martin, and Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Mario Boleg. While sponsors, Mr. Adrian Fox of the Fox Foundation and Mr. Algernon Cargill, President of the Bahamas Aquatics Foundation, also brought remarks.
This initiative is a declaration of our commitment to the safety, health, and empowerment of our children. The call to action for this program came from some unsettling reality. We are advised that nearly 95% of Bahamians lack basic swimming skills in a nation embraced by ocean waters.
Well, we know that in our public schools, we have incredible sporting talent. And we are going to see very, very soon in swimming what our young people can do.
A day that will provide opportunities and life skills for the young people within the government high school and the surrounding communities.
I'm Calabar for Ed Talk.
Get to grow, keeping you in the know, keeping you in the know. God, that's good enough to eat, that is good to grow. It's good enough to eat, that is good to grow.
If you're a mango lover, there's a special farm here in New Providence that offers mango trees as far as the eye can see. Meet the owner, Pericles Malis, who has been farming for as long as he could remember. He tells us that his farm, which spans over 70 years of rich history, is not just any agricultural plot. It's a thriving mango orchard featuring scores of different varieties.
We have 65 varieties. Now, not all are bearing yet because every time I get a chance to find a new tree, I buy it small and plant it, and we have to wait for it to grow.
In fact, Malis dedicates a lot of his time to learning and improving his star crop.
When you have insomnia and you go on YouTube, you can look at mango varieties, how to graft mangoes, how to prune mangoes. One of the famous experts of the world is Dr. Richard Campbell, my personal friend. He comes and stays here and goes fishing with me. And I learn from them, and I go to mango conferences. In fact, this afternoon at 3 o'clock, I'm going on a Zoom to learn about diseases of mangoes.
And because of that dedication, customers flock to the farm.
We have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people on waiting lists, jockeying for waiting for us to call and say we have your box.
He also offers a bit of advice for beginner farmers.
But Stay interested in it, but you don't have to only be a farmer. You can be a fisherman, and when it's rough, work on your farm. But continuous work and continuous improvement.
Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Leah Cooper.
Over a decade ago, the Bahamas Striping Group of companies was birthed out of a passion to change the way we travel. From only a $5,000 grant, the tenacity and work ethic has propelled BSGC to one of the leading road management companies in the Caribbean. We pride ourselves on going the extra mile where others won't, through the use of our state-of-the-art equipment and our certified team. Although the success is commendable, the road has been long. Yet, the mission continues in striving to be a world-class organization ran by Bahamians for Bahamians. With the help of our experienced and hardworking team, we at the Bahamas Striping Group of companies are committed to making a difference, one road at a time.
We here at Candid Security offer a varied range of security services, including guard service, we do armored service, we do pre-employment investigation, background checks, also vet people for employment. A live business hosted PBX is extremely important to our operation. I don't have to be in my office. I can easily get connected with our clients, my vendors, my NASA office, and with our employees in the field, anytime, anywhere.
Is the Little Caesars Stuffed Crust Pizza. Get more pizza for less money. Only $12. It's a whole new level of pizza with cheese stuffed crust so spectacular that there's nothing left.
Pizza.
A delicious pepperoni pizza with the crust stuffed with lots of cheese and brushed with butter and garlic flavor and sprinkled with Parmesan cheese. Hot and ready Thursday to Saturday between 4 and 8 for only $12. Simply irresistible. And only at Little Caesars.
Pizza.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Memorandum of Understanding signed today between the Teachers and Salaried Workers Cooperative Credit Union and the Bahamas Union of Teachers. It's an initiative meant to aid members with obtaining financing for mortgages, car loans, education, and other endeavors. General Manager of the Teachers and Salaried Workers Cooperative Credit Union, Byron Miller, and BUT President Belinda Wilson both reflected on what this new agreement means.
This collaboration aims to provide teachers aides, guidance counselors, and librarians with enhanced access to financial solutions tailored to meet their specific needs. With a significant commitment of $20 million earmarked for this partnership, the credit union will offer a range of financial solutions to the members of the BUT.
And it was in 1977 with just 12 members and $90 that this credit union was born. So today, 47 years later, I'm really, really proud that the philosophy of people helping people to help themselves is actually going to come true for all of our members from Grand Bahama to Inagua.
Expanding digital literacy and making the internet more accessible to students and their families is the aim of the JUMP program. It's a new partnership between BTC and the Ministry of Education, Technical and Vocational Training that BTC Senior Manager for Go-to-Market Alphanique Duncombe-Spence says was birthed out of an effort to recover much of the learning loss students experienced after spending so much time out of the classroom during the COVID-19 pandemic.
We're providing low-cost internet service to homes, as well as a free laptop and a digital literacy course that runs around 6 to 8 weeks, and persons receive a digital certification at the end of that course. To date, during our pilot, we have launched 135 households. We have another 40 that's pending right now to receive laptops as we get families ready for back to school, which is very shortly approaching. Once back to school starts, we will also be going through the schools so that we can get more of those students on.
The program is underway in 4 New Providence schools, including Columbus Primary, Thelma Gibson Primary, Garvin Tynes, and Iron Bailey Senior High School. Over 2 years, the plan is to get 5,000 low-income households connected. Some 40,000 public school students were tested in a learning loss study that Minister of Education, Technical and Vocational Training, the Honorable Gladys Hannah Martin, says showed that 44% of students required an intervention. It's something Director of Education Dominic McCartney-Russell says acknowledged, adding that virtual learning posed a challenge to many due to a lack of internet access.
As a result of that, of course, it meant that learning gaps increased because they couldn't come online. And so for us, this initiative is so important, not just so that students gain access, but that their parents also gain access. Our desire is to ensure that students become digitally literate. A lot of times we think they are because they can navigate social media very well. But that's sometimes the gist of it. They can only navigate social media.
The government intends to turn the Old Bahamas Academy campus into a technical school. Minister of Education, Technical and Vocational Training, the Honorable Gladys Hannah Martin, says it's a major undertaking and she expects students will be on the campus by September 2025.
This is going to represent a paradigm shift because we understand the global economy and the areas that are really emerging in the economy, like cybersecurity. For instance, I'm told that there is a global shortage, and we want to ensure that we prepare our young people to meet the demands of the global economy, but also to push the envelope and to create new paradigms in their own innovation. And so this effort is to now provide a developed, established facility that allows young people who are techie or technically oriented to be able to go there and pursue.
The minister says the curriculum will include everything from IT to construction skills to solar energy.
So we're very excited about this because we understand all of our children are not the same. Not everyone wants to be a brain surgeon. A lot of young people, they're motivated differently, and the economy is demanding it. And so this is providing the platform to meet that demand.
Urban Renewal launching an initiative to assist students with books they need to perform at their best in the classroom. The nonprofit organization has been collecting and distributing books and textbooks to children who lack access to these crucial resources.
We had a student come to us and she said, she didn't do good in school. So we asked, why you didn't do good in school? She said, because my mommy didn't have money to buy books. So we came together as a team and we decided that, for back to school, our gift is going to be some textbooks to give to children in need.
For many families, the cost of school supplies is a significant burden, and while free backpacks filled with pencils, notebooks, and other essentials are helpful, they don't address the high demand. Urban Renewal's new program will bridge this gap by providing curated collections of both textbooks and age-appropriate reading materials.
We have parents who come here on a daily basis, and when they come, they bring the list of the items they need. They bring the book list. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to the schools in the community and we're going to get a copy of all the book lists for the various grades. And then we'll go to our files and see exactly who's in need and who the books could actually be beneficial to.
In a display of community spirit, the Margaritaville Beach Resort made a generous donation to the Angliston community on Tuesday. The donation of school backpacks was held at the Angliston Urban Renewal Center and is part of Margaritaville's efforts to strengthen ties and support local communities. This donation is just one in a series of community initiatives aimed at fostering goodwill and cooperation between the Margaritaville Beach Resort and residents. Co-chairman of Urban Renewal, Algernon Allen, expressed gratitude for the donation.
And so we congratulate Margaritaville on all it represents in terms of the ability to be a corporate sponsor that touches the tender lives of our nation, the children of our nation. We sometimes do not appreciate the need that exists in our communities. Yes, we have some affluence in some areas, but in many of our areas, there's a need. The little darlings need their books to go to school, their backpacks. Do you know what this represents in terms of alleviating the responsibility of parents?
Stay close. We've got more news right after this. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report.
What are we going to do? We forgot your daddy's birthday. He's in Eleuthera, and we're all the way in Nassau. You got it? Okay. Yes, you're right. Eleuthera for tomorrow? No problem.
Feel the difference. Ruby's Ultra Tech in your car. Fill up with Ruby's Ultra Tech. Spend less and go far. Fuel up with Ruby's Ultra Tech. Get the most out every ride. Just watch your car perform with the best fuel inside. Fuel up with confidence in every mile. Get Ruby's Ultra Tech in your tank and drive with a smile. Watch your car perform with the best fuel inside. Fuel the difference with Ruby's Ultra Tech.
Hi, I'm Brent Burrows, Vice President of Retail and Sales at CBS Bahamas and the CBS Pro Store. Not only do we guarantee the best prices on all your favorite building materials, we're proud to offer the best delivery program in all of Nassau. Whether you buy one box of screws or a truckload of plywood, island-wide delivery is just $5. And for our Family Island customers, we're proud to offer complimentary drop-off to the mailboat of your choice. Visit us today at the CBS Pro Store on Robinson Road and check out our website to set up your next delivery.
Got termites and need to get rid of them fast? Trust Rentokil Initial. With over 60 years experience in the Bahamas, the global brand, training, and expertise can't be beat. Only Rentokil Initial gives you a 3-year warranty and payment plan options on termite fumigation. No one can match the range of treatments we offer, such as fumigation, pre-construction treatments, termite monitoring, and more. No matter where you are in the Bahamas, we will come to you. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rentokil Initial.
Works Minister the Honorable Clay Sweeting revealing today the classroom reportedly burnt at the Harbour Island All-Age School was a planned demolition by the Ministry of Works and the Ministry of Education. According to police, the fire occurred on August 9th and was tamed by firefighters and community members, ultimately destroying a single classroom, but Minister Sweeting says that was not the case.
To clear up for Harbour Island. This was something that we worked on with the Ministry of Education. This was an old part of the school that the Ministry of Works Education asked us to review. We looked at this, and we also got Antiquities and Monuments to also look at this facility. It's something that needed to be demolished. So after this part of the school was demolished, then during that evening, it happened to catch a fire. So the school block didn't catch a fire, not at all. It was demolished, and then some of the debris happened to catch a fire that evening.
More assistance needed to get that family over in Harbour Island who lost their home on Monday get back on their feet. Island Administrator Stephen Wilson telling ZNS News that while the family has found temporary shelter, they're still in dire need of other basic necessities.
Social services is presently in Harbour Island
to conduct an investigation to see exactly what can the government do in terms of bringing some assistance to the Curry's family. So I would expect that update to come back very shortly from the officer in charge of social services there on the island. I'm advised that the mother is living with her parents and that they will really need some assistance in getting back, to where they were. So any assistance that persons can render would be grateful.
And it's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Now, Basil, what a difference a day makes. Yesterday it was raining cats and dogs. Now, today it's hot.
Absolutely.
It's scorching hot.
And in addition to that, the tropics is now quiet again. But we are now 81 days into the season, 102 days left, and some 26 days before the peak of the hurricane season, meaning there's lots of time for a lot of things to happen. But I encourage everyone to remain in preparatory mode for whatever comes our way. Right now, though, we're under mostly cloudy skies, temperature 88 degrees, the relative humidity 82%. The winds are out of the south at 5 miles per hour. Barometric pressure 1,016.7 millibars, that is 30.02 inches. And your temperatures around the islands this evening: Marsh Harbor, Abaco, 88 degrees, Green Tool Key at 87, 87 also in Freeport, Grand Bahama, the Berry Islands at 87 degrees, and Isle Sound, Bimini, 87. And then we pick up more 87s as we head into Harbor Island and Rock Sound, Eleuthera, Fresh Creek, Central Andros at 84, Kemps Bay, South Andros, Black Point, Exuma, 88 degrees. We pick up some 87s again in Otter Sound, Cat Island, San Salvador, and in Rum Key, also Georgetown, Exuma at 87 degrees. 86 in Ragged Island, Clarence Sound, Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, Maguana, 87, Acklands at 88 degrees, Matchetown, Unagua, 87, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 86 degrees. And your Bodie forecast tonight is brought to you by Alive Business, where you're always protected during the worst storms. In the Northwestern Islands tonight through tomorrow, which is Wednesday, southwest winds at 10 to 15 knots. The wave heights 2 to 4 feet. Your high tide will occur at 9:12 tonight, with a second high tide at 9:36 tomorrow morning. And then in the Central Islands tonight through Wednesday, southeasterly flow 10 to 15 knots, wave heights 2 to 4 feet. In the southeast Bahamas through Wednesday, the wind's going to be easterly, the speeds a little stronger at 12 to 18 knots, and the wave heights 3 to 6 feet with a moderate chop. So we're asking small craft in the southeast Bahamas to exercise some caution. And then as we take you into Thursday in the Northwestern Islands, the winds become southeast at 10 to 15 knots, the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. High tide will occur at 10:27 in the morning with a low tide at 4:44 in the afternoon. And in the central and southeastern islands on Thursday, a monsoonal flow, that means winds are blowing from the east at 15 to 20 knots, choppy seas 4 to 7 feet over the ocean. So the caution flag will remain in place for both the central and southeastern islands on Thursday. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they're brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. That's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned. The extended weather forecast is still ahead.
In case you missed the news or want to stay ahead, follow us at ZNS Digital on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or X. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and visit us on our website at znsbahamas.com.
The most important thing in life is family. And whenever you need reliable advice, you look to the people you know you can trust. At J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, we earn our clients' trust every day. Whether it's home, motor, travel, or commercial insurance, we've got you covered. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
Hardware is the helpful place. Everything you need under one roof. From electrical, paint, plumbing, outdoor, barbecue, automotive, lawn and garden, pet supply, houseware, and seasons. Hurricane season is now here. So for all your hurricane needs, we have a 25% off bargain zone.
Hey, thanks. I would have given more stuff, but I didn't bring my money. I thought this was a glove, and I thought everything was free. Finally know what it is now. Ace.
We're located on St. Albans Drive, West Bay Street. Open Monday to Saturdays from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and closed for lunch 2 p.m. to 3 p.m.
SS Electrical has relocated. You can now find them on Chesapeake Road in the former Minute Muffler building. There, you can pick up Square D switches, combos, breakers, and breaker panels, plus all the electrical wires you need. Want meter cans, LED bulbs, and ceiling fans? You can find it all at SHSS Electrical.
Need a DNA test to find out if someone is your father, your child, or your grandparent? Call DNA Direct at 324-0665. Get a DNA test for as low as $450. Now you can prove that you are or are not related to an individual easily. Call DNA Direct 324-0665.
Don't let your home or business be in the dark. When there's a blackout, it's time to purchase the new EcoFlow portable generator. This powerful device gives you hours of uninterrupted electricity for your fans, refrigerator, television, and air conditioning units. Dial 327-4504 and see how affordable your EcoFlow portable generator is.
Lighthouse in San Salvador to let you know that marine protected areas make dollars and cents. A well-designed and managed network of protected areas can generate income for nearby communities. From MPA managers to lodges to eco-tours, there is money to be made.
Healthy marine ecosystems help to protect our islands from climate change and other impacts that we cannot control. Healthy coral reefs help to break down fake waves, and mangroves absorb storm surge and help to protect our coastline.
Older and larger fish tend to carry more and healthier eggs than younger fish. Fish replenishment areas will allow fish to grow bigger and ensure that we have more fish now and in the future.
In our replenishment area, fish are free to grow and reproduce. As their populations increase, more fish will spill over into other areas where fishermen can increase their catch and their income.
I support the establishment of a marine protected area on my island.
I support the establishment of marine protected areas on my island.
I support the establishment of marine protected areas on my island.
I support the establishment of a marine protected area on my island, and you should too.
And you should too.
And you should too.
And you should too.
See the future with Bahamas Protected.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Well, welcome to your ZNS Total Sports Check, everybody. I'm Marcellus Hall. The Miami Heat did it last year. Now the Philadelphia 76ers will be holding their preseason training camp in the Bahamas. The team announcing that this year's training camp will be held at Atlanta's Paradise Island in the Bahamas from October 1st through October 5th. Now, of course, Buddy Hield no longer on the team after being dealt to the Golden State Warriors. However, the Sixers still have a bit of a Bahamian connection on the roster. Eric Gordon is on that squad. Sixers loaded up this offseason with the addition of Paul George to play alongside Joel Embiid. And tonight is the final night of regular season play in the New Providence Softball Association. Still some games left to decide the ladies' playoff picture. 7 o'clock, R&B Operators will take on the Johnson Lady Truckers in the opener. That'll be followed by the Sunshine Auto Wildcats. They play the UB Lady Mingos. And recently got a chance to speak with B3A's President Jamiko Archer as he attended the Olympic Games in Paris. Archer commenting on the fact that this year's Olympic team was filled with first-timers, which is exactly the direction he wants to see things going.
Our ambition is always to grow our sport, and I think that we are growing in capacity. We have the largest membership in our history of the sport, and I think that perhaps the largest and most diverse numbers of athletes that are competing at these games. And so that's exciting for us. It's exciting for our program, and we just want to continue to grow as a country and in different disciplines. And so that's exciting. Rima is going to be throwing the javelin. I think that that's the first time in our history. So we've had a lot of firsts coming into these games.
And that's it. You look at sports for you here on this beautiful Tuesday. Of course, we do have our Tuesday weather forecast around the corner. Stay with us.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
During the calm before the storm.
Life-threatening storm surge and winds in the northwestern Bahamas.
2019, Freeport Grand Bahama, praying for the best.
And in the wake of the devastation. We've hosted countless shows. We've interviewed numerous individuals. We've covered every angle and shared everyone's stories.
The whole roof came off.
Now, 5 years after Hurricane Dorian, we are telling our story.
We need to move now. Let's go now.
You can see we make it out of the hurricane.
I wasn't imagining this.
I was scared. I didn't know if I was staying or coming and crying.
This was a storm like no other.
Join us for a Hurricane Dorian special as we take you into the eye of the newsroom. See what we endured behind the scenes during our relentless 72-hour live coverage from before and after the deadliest storm in our nation's history.
Outside is actually flooded.
This is more than a documentary. It's our journey, a testament to our dedication and our commitment to you. Airing September 1st on the only station that kept you informed during the worst storm in the history of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. This is the eye of the newsroom.
The idea of taking swimming lessons to the Bahamian public was something that we thought was a great idea, and so we started Let's Swim Bahamas.
I've always been a learn to swim coach and a life-saving coach, and so this is now my turn to kind of really see learn to swim being developed.
Although we ran swift swimming for some 30 years, and we offered Let's Swim lessons, we knew we were only touching a small percentage of the Bahamian public.
I enjoy the children and how happy and excited and joyful they are. I mean, some of them come from maybe hard homes. Maybe they're bullied at school. Who knows what they have? But when they come here, it's a very positive thing for them.
At the end of the day, more kids will be fulfilled, more kids will have a life-saving skill, and more kids will stay away from crime.
Crime-free.
Looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
Colon cancer is the third most common cancer affecting Bahamians. Your risk of developing colon cancer is increased if you have a personal history of colorectal cancer or colon polyps, a family history of colon cancer, or inflammatory bowel diseases such as ulcerative colitis. Other factors that can increase your risk of developing colon cancer are low fiber, high fat diets, a sedentary lifestyle, obesity, smoking, and alcohol. You can take steps to reduce your risk of colon cancer by making specific lifestyle changes. Eat a variety of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. These foods contain fiber, minerals, vitamins, and antioxidants, which may play a role in cancer prevention. Drink alcohol in moderation or not at all. Do not smoke. Exercise with a goal of getting in at least 30 minutes each day. If you've been inactive, start slowly and gradually build up to 30 minutes. Also, talk to your doctor before starting any exercise program. Maintain a healthy weight. If you're at a healthy weight, maintain it by combining a well-balanced diet with daily exercise. If you need to lose weight, ask your doctor about healthy ways to achieve your goal. Colon cancer screening can also help to prevent colon cancer or lead to its early detection when treatment is most effective. If you're 45 years or older, speak to your doctor about having a colonoscopy or some form of colon cancer screening that may be appropriate for you. I'm Dr. Eugene Marcus Cooper. Pay attention to your health. Get the facts and discuss colon cancer with your physician today.
This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health in partnership with the Public Hospitals Authority.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, once again, the tropics is quiet as Ernesto has now become a post-tropical cyclone, and it continues to race towards the northeast. And we don't see anything else on the radar in terms of tropical cyclone activity. But what we can tell you is that we are now 81 days deep into the tropical cyclone season, 102 days remaining, and we have about 26 days before we approach the peak of the hurricane season. So there's a lot of real estate ahead of us for a lot of things to happen. So we're asking you to be in preparatory mode for whatever comes our way. And closer to home, we're still looking at this troughing across the Bahamas, and that's as a result of an upper level trough that's to the north of us. And it's fueling lots of tropical moisture across the northwest and central parts of the country, meaning there will be pockets of heavy showers at times, followed by some sunny periods, and that will be the pattern right through the weekend. So be prepared for that stuff, meaning you should keep your rain gears very handy right into the weekend. Otherwise, high pressure at the surface remain in control of our weather, so the winds are going to be relatively light over the northwest and central islands, just around 10 to 15 knots, but some stronger winds over the southeast Bahamas, so we're asking boaters in the southeast Bahamas to exercise caution over the next several days, as those winds will be around 12 to 18 knots, and the wave height's about 3 to 6 feet over the ocean. Our forecast for tonight, this is how things are going to shape up. We're looking at very warm conditions. There's still going to be a couple of thunderstorms in the mix later on tonight, with your low temperature just around 81 degrees. And tomorrow, a stray morning thunderstorm, very, very possible. Otherwise, it's going to be mostly cloudy, and your high temperature tomorrow getting up to 90 degrees. And if you look at the temperature trends tomorrow, we're going to start off in the early part of the morning just around 83 degrees, and that will gradually climb, peaking at about 90 degrees, and that will occur somewhere around 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon before we once again see a dip in our temperatures heading into the late afternoon hours. And our 7-day forecast, this is how it's going to be tomorrow. Lots of cloud in the forecast, and as we say, a stray shower in the morning is expected. Thursday, not too bad. We'll see more sun than we will see tomorrow, but there will be some thunderstorms in the mix again in the morning hours. And as we head into Friday, the beginning of the weekend, heavy cloud cover, scattered showers and thunderstorms in the forecast, and that will work its way right through Sunday before things start to level a bit on Monday. Tuesday looking a bit even better with more sunshine working its way back into the forecast. Now let's look at those temperatures. Going to be in the 90s right into Thursday, but once that cloud cover comes into play, those temperatures will drop slightly below the 90-degree mark, so we'll keep you at about 89 on Friday, 88 on Saturday, and then we climb back up into the 90s, and as we head into the early part of the night next week, those 90 summer temperatures will remain with us. The nighttime temperatures rather muggy as well. We're going to keep you in the low 80s, and that will continue right through Saturday, and we'll get a little bit more comfortable as we head into the weekend, where we'll see those as nighttime temperatures drop into the mid-70s for a brief while. LaDawn?
Thanks a lot, Basil. Well, that does it for the Bahamas tonight. The national report from all of us here at ZNS. I'm LaDawn Davis. Make it a great evening, everyone.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
What a moving homegoing celebration that was. It is finished. The battle is over. Or is it? I saw a young man that bears an uncanny resemblance to the deceased. I wonder, did he die with a will or without? Who will inherit? Who will be the beneficiary?